Randy, if you can get a chance to talk about Devin and what you've done with his memory and what he's brought to your career.
Yeah, Devin and I were great friends, not only in the gym but also outside the gym. We were friends outside the gym before we were friends in the gym. And before he passed, I had a very long layoff between my last amateur fight and my first pro fight. In my last amateur fight, he was always texting me, get a fight, get a fight, get a fight. And I'm like, no, like whatever. And I always told him I'm going to get one last one. He said, you're a pussy, you're not going to get one more, you're not going to get one. I'm like, dude, shut up, I'm going to get one more. So when he passed, I felt like I kind of owed that, not only to myself, but also I definitely owed it to him as a man and as, the friendship between us. And I'd be doing not only myself a disservice, but also his family a disservice if I didn't, take him every step of the way with me. So he'll be there with me at the Garden tomorrow night, on Friday night for sure. It's gonna be good.
Joe just talked about the type of team that you have at Lozon's and the vibe that's there. Can you just delve into that a little bit too? What's it like to be with such a close team, a close knit?
Man, it's second to none over there. There aren't any egos. Everyone wants to help everyone out. It's not a bigger dick contest over there. Everyone wants to train. Everyone wants to help each other out. Like Joe was saying, he'll take on the coach role. He'll take on the training partner role. He'll take on the friend role, the mentor role. Joe has been, open arms since I went into the gym. I not only consider him as a great friend, but also, a coach, a mentor, a great training partner, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
Listening to Joe, obviously he's got a lot of wisdom. I'm sure he's bestowed a lot of it on you.
Yeah.
Can you put into words what kind of mentor he's been to your career?
He's like, there are a lot of guys I feel like they put on this fake act. Joe has been very raw from the beginning, and he never talked shit about any of his opponents. He was never like, the asshole to the people he was fighting. He was always respectful, and then let the fighting show for itself. And I feel like I kind of do the same thing. I don't want to say anything bad about anyone. I don't really care. I have no malicious content or no malicious intent towards anyone. I just want to have some fun, dude. I just want to throw my bones around and have put on a show for everyone. I'm looking forward to Friday night.
Speaking of having fun, you train with Greg Rebello, one of the best trash talkers in the gym.
He's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, has that helped your game a little bit? Just seeing some of the quick-witted comments he has. Do you find that helps you a little?
Yeah, he's also a great friend, training partner, coach, all that stuff. But I think the big thing that he brings for me is that him and I are very alike with the personalities. We're both Portuguese assholes. Like that's all there is to it. And I feel like he kind of grounds me when obviously fight week and fight night, there are a lot of nerves going around, and I think he just gets me level-headed, and it's time to go. But he's definitely a piece of shit, that's for sure.
He really backed you, though. I know a lot of the coaches have, and really sort of believed in you. How much did that help, ultimately with the results we saw in the cage, just having a team that really believed in your talent level?
Yeah, I think the coaches believed in me more than I believed in myself, and that was huge. Obviously, Joe Lozon said a lot of great things about me. Greg Abello, Steve Mays, they all said a lot of great things about me, and it was tough for me to believe. And once I kind of step back and all right, let's see if these guys are actually right about what they're saying, and let's start believing in myself. And I'm at this point right now. Granted, I lost my first fight, but I've never been in a better physical, mental, spiritual spot. I'm just ready to go, man. What
was the feedback like from that first fight? Because you looked really good early on. And I think it sucks to lose, but I think you actually gained more fans from that performance.
Yeah, I think I took a lot more positives than negatives in that fight. And I was a unicorn going in. No one really knew. They knew I had a big right hand, a couple high kicks, a good, nice hair, and a fun walkout. No one knew that I actually had some talent. I didn't even know I had talent. I'd never been punched in the face. I said this in a couple interviews before. In that fight, at one point there were 6 Brandon Davises. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is outrageous. But it was so cool to me. I learned that I am as tough as what I hoped to be. I do have the style that I thought would be very fan friendly, and I feel like I have a lot more to showcase, and Friday night's gonna be a showcase for sure.
Randy, go back to that trash talk. Your last opponent, Brandon Davis, you guys were extremely respectful, even to the point where he gave you a moment. Boston Salmon, you guys are saying that you're friendly.
Yeah.
Do you want to face someone who's going to trash talk? And if so, will you trash talk back?
To me, this is a sport. I don't need to like or dislike in the cage. There aren't any emotions. The relationship between my opponent and I are irrelevant in that time. Before the fight, I'm going to shake your hand. After the fight, I'm going to shake your hand. If you want to talk shit, then talk shit. I'm just going to separate myself. I've never been in a fist fight. I've never hit anyone ever in my life outside a sanctioned environment. I'm not going to start now just because now that someone wants to start pushing me. It's to me that's stupid. I don't want it. I don't want that stuff. We're gonna punch each other in the face. We get to put on a show. We get to make some money. Let's have some fun, dude. That's it.
Watching your regional fights, you had one of the rowdier crowds that I think I've ever seen. It was pretty wild in there sometimes. Is it going to be magnified at the Garden? Is the TD Garden security ready for that?
Dude, so we were getting kicked out of the local shows because my friends, you know, I had a picture. I was blackout drunk in Vegas, and they blew it up and made it into a fathead and brought it to all the fights. It was just stupid. They brought it out to Atlanta. I had like 80 to 100 people in Atlanta with me. I was first fight night at 6 o'clock, and my friends are already doing shoeies. Like they're out of their minds, dude. So the Garden's it's gonna blow up, and everyone's gonna. I hope the UFC doesn't fire me just because my fans are a bunch of idiots. Like that's
With that being said, as soon as this card was announced, you obviously wanted on it. You jumped on social media. You wanted to make it happen. Now that it's here and you're kind of spotlit a little bit, open workouts, you're here at the media day. What has this fight week been like for you?
I'm separating myself like from the emotion and the reality. The emotion is separate from the reality right now. The reality of it is that I'm fighting in Boston on Friday night at the Garden. The emotion side of it's going to come on October 19th when all's said and done. Hopefully we get that win, and then that's when things are going to set in and be like, dude, holy shit, I just fought in the Garden. But right now it's just another day. You know, a lot of guys don't ever have the opportunity to fight in their hometown. I was lucky enough that I'm getting this opportunity so early in my career, number one. And less than a year ago, I was fighting local. So there's no extra like buzz in that regard. But it's going to be crazy. But to answer your question, I'm just separating myself from the reality of what's going on and the emotion, and then we'll celebrate after the fight.
Joe was asked this yesterday. Are you more concerned about your fight, or is there some concern about his fight as well? Because one, it could be his last fight. Two, you're sharing a car with your mentor, your coach, and your teammate. Like, how do you separate those two? What do you sort of?
I'm more concerned about what pizza spot's going to deliver to my room at midnight. I don't give a fuck who's fighting where. It doesn't matter. My fight's important. His fight's important. But I want the food afterwards. That's the most important.
Have you locked anything down? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any choices for that?
Well, my go-to is always like a fuckload of Reese's, and a fuckload of Reese's consists of, there is no numerical value. It's eat until you start throwing up. But I'm gonna go to the Insomnia cookies across the street for sure. Make some cookie ice creams, and I'm just gonna put myself in some sort of food coma. Maybe take a bath in some peanut butter. Who knows? We're gonna see what happens.
Randy, you always sort of knew you were going to be on this card. I think it was just a no-brainer with your following on the regional scene. Was it difficult getting an opponent just because this is just your second fight? I don't imagine too many guys are lining up to fight a guy who's in his hometown in his second UFC fight.
I mean, I don't really think. I mean, I'm coming off a loss. If anything, I have a target on my back. I was a guy that got submitted in the second round. You know, I didn't really have anything like I didn't look like a killer out there. People weren't exactly lining up to fight me, but they weren't turning me down. I figured that since they're coming to Boston, and I do have, you know, a decent following that I have, and I have, you know, Joe Lozon pushing me and getting in Sean Shelby's ear, I figured that I would probably get on this card, but there's never any guarantees, and I'm happy with the opponent that I have. I like Boston as a person for sure, but I definitely like the style clash that we have. It's gonna be a fucking fireworks show. It's gonna be sick.
Randy, you spoke yesterday. You said you gave 3 reasons why this is the perfect fight for you, dream come true. You said being in Boston in front of your friends and family. You said fighting on the same card as your coach, mentor. And you said just keeping the memory of your friend, Devin. If Devin was here today, what do you think he'd say to you?
He said, he would probably say something along the lines, I told you fucking pussy, you should have been fighting earlier. Or something along the lines of that. It would never be a congratulations or a good luck. It'd be like, you know, you should have sacked up earlier. It should have been a long time coming. But you know, I'm happy that it's gonna be something. You know, win or lose on Friday night, I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna be able to, you know, hold his picture with pride in the center of the Garden and look at his family. And, you know, we made it.
Yeah, we spoke with Joe earlier about New England's been a long time since they've had a champion in the UFC. Other sports, they win a championship all the time.
The longest layoff between parades is like 6 months, was outrageous.
The last time a UFC champion was from New England, it was Tim Sylvia.
Yeah.
Do you think you're the next guy to do that?
Who knows? I have a lot to prove. I think Calvin Cater's the next guy. I think Rob Font's the next guy. I think Joe Lozon could be the next guy. Who knows? I could be the next guy. Who knows? There are a lot of great fighters coming from Boston, and a lot of fighters that aren't signed to the UFC yet. Who's to say? I have no idea who the next one is. I'm just here to put on a show. I'm just going to keep doing my job.
You already predicted that you and Boston will win the fight of the night.
Win fight of the night.
Obviously, you're going to be going for submissions. You'll be going for knockouts.
Yeah.
Are you expecting it to go the distance?
I'm expecting that we're both going to win $50,000 that night. I'm not expecting it. I'm not making any prediction either way. It's a fist fight. We're both going to go out there. We're going to try to punch each other's faces, and I'm going to try to kick his head off. He's going to try to kick my head off, and just enjoy the show.
You got that $50,000. What are you buying?
I don't know, man. That's fuck. I might buy out the Hershey factory. Who knows?
You got pizza. You get lobsters.
I don't want lobster, dude. I can have lobster when I'm dieting. I can't have pizza when I'm dieting.
You and Boston are friends. You talked about this a couple different times. And I know you being from Boston, I grew up in the Boston area. When you're hanging out with your friends and something big's coming up, as the days get closer, you guys get more jacked up about it. Have you ran into him in the hotel? Have you both just kind of talked to each other about it and just gotten so fired up that you guys?
I haven't seen him yet, but I definitely don't expect there to be like any like weird tension between the two of us.
In a good way, though.
Yeah, no, I expect that when we see each other, it's like I hug him like, dude, let's have some fucking fun. I don't think there's gonna be like any like grilling each other, anything stupid like that. I think it's let's put on a show, dude. You know how it is here. You know how the fans are in Boston. Let's live up to the hype. Let's steal the show on Friday night for sure.
Anything special planned for the TD Garden walkout?
Round here, I'm gonna do this to my hair a couple times, and I'm gonna sing that song around. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be good.
You're from the Taunton area,
Yeah.
you got the New Bedford area, Fall River, that's such a huge Portuguese area. I mean, Portuguese are not really known for their fighting.
Yeah.
They're better at other sports. But that's such a small, in-sync community.
Yeah.
How much love do you get from those guys, and how many of those people are going to be there?
So they call my so I'm from Taunton. They call it Tontigal because everyone's Portuguese there. Everyone's like DMing me like Portuguese emojis, and I want this Costa kid just because he's Portuguese, and like these Brazilian guys are hitting me up. It's pretty cool, and like it's I don't speak fluent Portuguese, so I can't really claim like. I can't wear the Portuguese flag or anything like that, but I'm gonna run with that. I'm the Portuguese scumbag from Taunton. I'm gonna keep running with that for sure.